Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Freelancer. My name is Marlo. I haven't posted an episode in a couple of days. I had to work some this past weekend. But at any rate, I've been doing some free roam missions to get us to the next story mission, and I think that might have done it.
Clear. Good job. Mission commission out.
Trent, this is Junie. I'm back from assignment and have a job for you. Meet me on Manhattan. I'll fill you in on the details when you get here.
Alright, so we need to get back to Planet Manhattan. We've reached level 5. Let's see what we picked up here. We picked up quite a few things. Alright, we picked up several guns and missile launchers, a few missiles, a couple of thrusters, some shield batteries, and various odds and ends that aren't worth much. So, we'll have a significant amount more when we get to Manhattan. We'll visit the equipment dealer and the commodity dealer and sell those things.
Doc.
So yeah, it only took 2 more missions after the last episode to get us to the dollar amount required to get to the next story mission, so it wasn't too bad. And certainly the guns on this ship, make short work of the bad guys in this area. We have enough money, we could actually buy a better ship, but I'm saving the money, and I've done that in the past on playthroughs, but I'm saving the money because of what I know is going to happen in the story. It is going to be better to have it a few story missions from now. Of course, you won't know that the first time you play the game. Well, I guess you will now, because I just told you. So, you are welcome. But we're going to cruise on back to the planet here.
He's on fire. Repeat, Bandit is starting to cook.
You know, one of the complaints that you often hear about this game, or games like it, is that there's a lot of traveling, a lot of back and forth. Backtracking is a word that some people might use, but I personally actually really like these kind of peaceful moments when you're flying through the game, listening to the ambient music that's playing and the various systems. They did a really great job with these systems and the backgrounds that you see when you're flying through space. A lot of them are very pretty, even despite the age of the graphics and, you know, how much sharper things could possibly look now. This game still does pretty well for itself overall.
Doc.
There's the planet in the background, but we'll be there very shortly. But yeah, I really enjoy the traveling around in this game. I have been known to load this game up and just fly around a few systems aimlessly, just as a way to relax, listen to the, you know, the Hearts of Space music playing in the background.
This is Fort Bush. Liberty Light Fighter Patrol. Identify yourself. This is Liberty Police.
Alright, one more trade lane and we'll be there.
Received your transmission. Liberty Police 8 of
I think
Where are you heading?
that this mission will have us end up in a system we haven't been in yet, if it's the mission that I am thinking of. It's been a couple of years since I played all the way through the storyline of this game, so my memory is going to be a little hazy at certain points. But I think we'll be going to another system in the Liberty Nation house that we haven't been to just yet. Well, so far, anyway. We could have gone there. It's been open to us, but we've been going, we went to the Texas system because that's where the highest paying missions were. And we've been to the Colorado system. And so the only system in Liberty Space here in the vanilla game,
Stand by. Pattern is full. You will be cleared to proceed when it's free.
you know, here in the vanilla game that we haven't been to is the California system, and I think that this mission, it's either this mission or the one after this one. will have us visiting that system. That's part of the reason why I haven't gone there yet. I thought I would save it for that mission. There may be a cutscene that plays when we land, so let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Don't move. Just listen.
Lonigan, where have
Stay
you...
still. I had to kill a man to escape today. What's one more? Why are you still here? Don't you see what's going on? Freeport 7? Zone 21?
Yeah, the Order.
No! It's not just them. It's Liberty. The artifacts. They're after something.
Look, let's just talk about this.
No more talking. I know what I'm doing now. I have a plan. I wanted to warn you. I felt I owed it to you. Don't try and follow me, Trent. Get out of Liberty while you still can.
What the...
Nice to see you again. How are things?
Interesting. I'm looking for Junko Zane. Have you seen her lately?
Yeah. She asked me to tell you to meet her on the terraforming station on California Minor.
Anything else?
No, that was all. Drink, Mr. Trent?
No, thanks. I better get going.
Alright, so we'll go do that here momentarily. I'm going to have to pause the recording here. My wife is calling. Sorry about that, folks. A little life tip from the internet. When your girlfriend or wife calls, answer the phone. Anyway, while I was on the phone and had the recording call paused, I went ahead and went to the equipment dealer and the cargo commodities dealer and sold the things that we had. So now we're up to $28,965. But we've been told in our cutscenes that we need to go to the terraforming station on planet California Minor. So let's do that, and we'll go to the California system, which we have not previously visited.
Trent, I'm sorry I couldn't meet you as planned. I'm on assignment in California. I can't tell you specifics right now. Let's just say Ashcroft provided us with the information we hoped for. Meet me on California Minor as soon as you can.
I'll think about it.
I need you on this one, Trent. I'll be waiting for you.
Alright, so Trent is showing a little reluctance, probably because of all the weird things going on in between the missions here that we've seen in the cutscenes, which we will be finding out more about very soon, I can assure you. But for now, we're going to continue assisting the Liberty Security Force, who, you know, have to resort to hiring perfect strangers to help with matters of national security.
Initiating trade lane sequence.
But I suppose that probably happens in real life, so. I mean, after all, Eric Snowden was not an employee of the CIA or the NSA. He was a private contractor. Of course, that also backfired on the United States government, so, you know. In this alternate version of the future, however,
trade lane disrupted.
The faith of the government in private contractors remains strong. All right, here we've been pirated, essentially. We can run away, but the trade lane will take some time, just a minute or two here, to come back online. But since there's only two, we may as well take them out and tractor aboard any goodies that they have for us. Looks like there was some other NPC ships in the trade lane with us that were trying to help us out there. So that's nice. So I'm going to do that. Alright, it looks like the trade lane's back online. That blue bar under there tells you if the trade lane is active or not. If it's if that blue bar is empty, that means that the pirates have knocked the trade lane out temporarily. So we'll continue on. Now, we could, in theory, stop at other space stations or planets and pick up independent missions of the kind that we did in the last episode. And we could, you know, we could do those missions on our way to the next story mission. You're free to do that in the game pretty much as often as you want to. I don't think that the mission would, you know, expire or anything. You will occasionally get a message from Junie saying, "Hey, please come help us. Please come help us." But aside from that, you can do as you please. Of course, at this point the story is still restricted to Liberty space, so there's a lot of places you couldn't go in the story mode as things currently stand. But you could do that.
Mr. Trent, we need to talk. I was with you on Freeport 7. We met on the rescue ship. Something's going on. I'm being followed. Other survivors from Freeport have disappeared. Please, meet me on Los Angeles. Damn it. Brandon Rowland, you are under arrest. Cut your engines and stand down. All units, fire missiles. Civilian ship, this was a classified Navy operation. Do yourself a favor and keep this quiet.
Well, that was disturbing. So I have gone to Planet Los Angeles after talking to that unfortunate gentleman to see if there's anybody else who could talk to you there about anything, and there isn't, so just a little tip there. But yet another Freeport 7 survivor who has found himself in trouble. Interesting that they didn't know who we were, given that we've been doing basically nothing but working for, you know, Liberty Intelligence Service. But perhaps the Navy and the Intelligence Service don't talk all that often. Whoa! Okay, there's a lot of bad guys here. There frequently are a lot of bad guys here at this particular place, so just be ready for that when you're in the California system. Later on, once you've got better ships and better weapons, it won't really matter. But at this point in the game, you know, they could actually take you out right there. There's often a large concentration of NPC bad guys at that particular spot.
Trade lane disrupted.
Oh my. More bad guys.
Enemies open fire. Evading. Weapons are ready. I see my target.
Okay, the trade lane's back on, so we're gonna hightail it out of here. Instead of making you watch me fight all those guys, you're gonna spend enough time watching me fight things in this Let's Play that
Trent,
don't...
I have you on my scanners. Glad you're here. You're just in time.
Alright, so we gotta land on the planet, and then there should be...
Just land and I'll tell you everything you need to know. I'll wait for you in the bar. Junie out.
Dock.
Acknowledged. Your request to land is granted. Proceed to land.
Apparently, the Liberty Security Force is a bunch of drunks. They only seem to meet in bars.
Universal Red 8-5. You are now...
Alright, we'll let the cutscene play here. This is just the landing cutscene. It would play every time we came in, but I think there's maybe a cutscene out here on the landing pad. It might not be until we go inside, so we'll kind of wait and see. Okay, yeah. Well, let's sell things quickly, because we did engage in a little combat, and it seems like we picked up a couple of items. So we'll just quickly sell those. Can we buy a better thruster here? Ooh, we can buy a Class 3 shield, though. Let's do that. We've been looking all over for that.
Mounted.
Alright, that's about the best shield we can have on this particular ship. I'm glad we did this. Oh, water! Okay, I'm gonna go in the bar and there should be a cutscene that plays.
You know, if you wanted to see me, you could have picked a quieter place.
I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Well, this is low, I'll give you that.
The reason I called you here, Trent, apart from your glittering social commentary, is to have you do a job. Ashcroft finally talked. Are you interested?
Alright, here's the mission, in case you can't read it in the video. Our objective is to escort a convoy from the Magellan Gate, that means a jump gate, to Research Station Willard. The transports are carrying alien artifacts to be studied by LSF scientists on Willard. The LSF intel has classified this mission as high risk. Attacks on the convoy are considered very likely, and we will be paid the whopping sum of 3,000 credits to do this job. We will accept.
Well, I flew all the way out here, didn't I?
Ashcroft's interrogation has given us a whole new perspective on the inner workings of the artifact smuggling ring. Apparently, there's someone working on the inside in Liberty. We don't know who yet. We think in the Navy, maybe even an officer. My CO has ordered a priority operation to expose this traitor. And since I need a complete outsider for this, I thought of you.
Nice. So when do I leave?
When do we leave? We're working together on this one.
Shh. It has now seriously crippled the Order by bringing down their top man. Again, the LSF reports that the actual leader of the Order, previously known only by his codename Aurelian, was shot and killed while trying to escape from Liberty into Rhineland space. In addition, Liberty officials have also just released his real name,
Sam Lonigan.
How did you know that?
I met him on Freeport 7. He was a tradesman, or at least I thought he was.
He must have been doing recon before the attack.
It wasn't before, it was during. He almost died. Doesn't make sense. He wasn't smart enough to be a terrorist, let alone lead them. He was trying to tell me something.
Sam Lonigan, also known as Aurelian, leader of the terrorist group The Order, was apprehended today at the Liberty border.
Well, whoever he was, he's dead now. Come on, Trent. We got another scumbag to ferry out.
So, is Lonigan a terrorist? Was he really the leader of the Order? For that matter, what is the Order? We don't even really know that at this point. But these issues must wait, I'm afraid. Questions about them will be answered soon, but for now, we need to take off and go do this mission. I think it's interesting that the cutscene mentioned the possibility of a traitor inside the Liberty government, especially considering some of the questionable behavior we've seen out of some of the Liberty ships and people in cutscenes. Well, I shouldn't say too much more. Let's go do this mission. Alright, we're going to meet Junie in outer space.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1, this is Planet California.
There you are. I'm switching to a secure channel. Time to find out if there really is a traitor behind the artifact smuggling. We'll take the trade lane to San Diego. You first, Trent. Let's go.
So that's Junie's ship. It is it's a variant of the Liberty Heavy Fighter. You cannot purchase one in the game. It is unique.
The LSF took out a criminal hideout in Magellan, based on information I got out of Ashcroft. We found hundreds of artifacts. The convoy we're escorting is bringing them to the LSF research lab here in California. The existence of the convoy has been kept secret, and only a selected few know about its cargo and destination. If Ashcroft is telling the truth, and there really is a traitor working inside the Liberty military or the LSF, this will lure him out. It's simply too good to pass up.
I was going to say that Junie's ship is invincible, so you don't have to worry about her during combat.
This is Liberty Border Station, San Diego. Please identify yourself. LSF Commander Junko Zane. We're here on special assignment to escort a convoy to Research Station Willard. Acknowledged, Commander. The convoy has already left and is waiting at the Barrera Passage. Hold on, we're uploading a waypoint to your neural net. Got it. Thank you, San Diego. Trent, we've got to hurry. Let's go.
Go to.
Alright, so in some ways this is very similar to the first mission that we did. We are going to escort this
Transport
convoy.
HX-17. This is Commander Zane. Sorry we're late. What's your status?
All systems are green. We're ready to enter the passage.
Acknowledged. Let's go.
We'll just enter formation with the transport. Be easier than trying to navigate it yourself. You can do it yourself, but there's not much point in doing that. Now we're just alone with our thoughts. The question you have to be asking yourself at this point is, why is the Liberty government tracking down the survivors?
We've reached the entrance to the pathway, Commander.
Transport leader, proceed to the first buoy.
Acknowledged. Proceeding to first buoy.
Yeah,
Everybody stay alert.
why are they tracking down the survivors of the Freeport 7 attack? Another question I've always wondered is...
Commander, we've reached the first buoy.
Continue to the next buoy and keep your eyes open.
Here's a question I've always wondered is, why don't they know about us? But the story would be awfully short if they did, so we'll just have to suspend our disbelief on that particular point.
We're at the second buoy.
Proceed to the third. There's an opening in the passage and an abandoned supply depot coming up. Keep your eyes open.
Gotta love this gripping dialogue about the location of buoys.
Proximity alert. Scanner is picking up something.
Where? What is it?
A mine.
Damn it!
Alert! I have multiple inbound contacts coming in from all around us. They're everywhere.
I read them, Transport Leader. San Diego, we are under attack. Repeat, we are under attack and need assistance. Over. Commander Zane, this is Gamma 1 from San Diego. Gamma 1, we need your help. Engage the enemies. Acknowledged.
All right.
Engaging.
These are outcasts. That's the drug cartel I was telling you about before. These ships at any particular level are going to be some of the more dangerous ships that you can go up against. Are the outcasts. Not only because... Oh, goodness. Alright. We're going to have to play a little bit more defensively than we have been to this point. And this is where the difficulty... you know, not a difficult game. It's not Dark Souls or anything like that. But, you know, so far the game has really been kind of a cakewalk, and it's around this point that the difficulty starts to get a little more in earnest. And they start going a little less easy on us. We've really got to pay attention to our shield meters. Fortunately, we can tractor in, and we have tractored in some shield bots and shield batteries and nanobots, you know, from ships that we've destroyed. So it's always good to have your finger on that tractor button. The default is the B key. You can reassign almost any keyboard command in this game, which is wonderful. But yeah, the outcasts are, generally speaking, some of the more dangerous pilots at any particular level. Any particular point in the game you meet them, they're going to be tough.
All of the hostiles are destroyed. We've got to get out of here. Transport Leader, proceed to the next buoy on the other side of this zone. Gamma Wing, take flanking positions. We're not too far away from Willard. Acknowledged.
Alright, we survived that relatively well. We're down a few shield batteries, but those aren't too expensive to replace, and we've got a decent amount of money. We have over 11,000 credits on hand, so we can afford to replace them. And hopefully we'll, you know, replace them through combat as well.
This is the last section of the Barrera Passage. Willard Station is very close.
question is, are we through with hostile ships? Honestly, I don't remember. So we'll have to be prepared.
I'm glad you showed up, Gamma 1. It was starting to look grim. We got here as soon as we could.
Yes! We made it! Incoming ships, this is Willard Station. Identify yourself.
This is LSF Commander Zane. We're escorting a supply of classified materials to Willard Station.
Understood. We've been expecting you. Proceed to the station. Docking ports are currently offline. We'll have it fixed in a moment.
Thanks again. Trent, I have to land on the station and contact a few people. It's pretty obvious now that there's a mole in the Navy. I'll see you soon.
Commander Zane, you are now cleared to land. Docking ports 2 and 3 are ready for you.
Oh, I recommend you land and get yourself some equipment. We'll meet back in space in a few minutes.
Alright. So we're going to land on the station.
Check. Your request to dock is granted. Please proceed to dock 2.
See if we have any damage that needs to be repaired. Stock up on shield batteries. I don't think any weapons upgrades are going to be useful. We were doing pretty good damage against them. You noticed, though, how quickly they took down our shield, and we did find the Class 3 shield. Imagine if we'd had the Class 1 or 2 at this stage. So you definitely want to, at that point in the story, you definitely want to pick up a better shield if you haven't already, in preparation for this mission, because the Outcasts' guns can take your shield down pretty quickly. They don't fire very fast, but they do a lot of damage when they hit. And we may have taken some damage to our ship. Yeah, it looks like we did. Okay, let's fill up our shield batteries. So it's going to cost us $800 to carry the maximum. Let's check out the damage. Okay, we had a little bit of damage to our starboard fin, so we'll pay 13 credits to repair it. Now let's check out the guns that they have here, see if there's, you know, anything worth picking up. We can't even equip most of that stuff because it's not made for our ship. Anything on the... oh no, we've got that thruster already. And they don't have an advanced thruster, so... I think... Tachyon and neutron weapons... There are different types of shields that guard a little better against different types of weapons. There are several different types of weapons. Laser, photon, pulse weapons, tachyon, neutron weapons. I wouldn't worry too much about remembering all those names, but just remember that different shields protect better against different kinds of weapons. Now, different enemies will tend to use different weapons pretty consistently. For example, the Bounty Hunters Guild uses laser weapons almost exclusively. Some of the Japanese related factions like to use particle weapons and photon weapons. The Outcasts that we were just fighting, they like to use tachyon weapons. And all these weapons have different capabilities. Fortunately, the game does a pretty good job of describing all this to you. Let's compare a couple of these weapons so I can show you what I mean. Now, currently, we have 4 of these Justice Mark III guns. They're a laser-based weapon. It provides a high refire rate at a reduced damage output. So each individual shot doesn't do that much damage, but you can put out a lot of shots very quickly. It's most effective against positron shields and weakest against graviton shields. The differences in the shield strengths and weaknesses, they're small. I don't want to say they don't matter, but you're not toast if you have the wrong kind of shield against a particular enemy. It does help, and it's probably noticeable, but it's not game-breaking if you don't have the right shield. So it's something to keep in mind, but it's not something to necessarily agonize over, at least not in the vanilla game. Now, some of the modifications out there may make those differences greater, make those things matter more. But in the vanilla game, it's something to keep in mind, but not something to stress out about. So anyway, so we got this Justice Mark III. It's a laser gun. We can shoot a lot of shots very quickly. Let's compare it to the Lava Blade Mark III, which our ship could use. This is a plasma-based weapon that delivers large amounts of damage but cannot be refired quickly. This weapon is most effective against graviton shields and weakest against molecular shields. And you'll see, let's go back to the Justice. The refire rate is 8.33. I don't know what that means. Is that shots per second? Maybe it is. I don't really know. But the Lava Blade is only 2.0. So whatever the unit of measurement is, there's a difference, a pretty big difference between the 8.33 of the Justice and the 2.0 of the plasma cannon. You'll also notice that the projectile speed is much slower, and the range is less than the Justice. Okay, no it isn't. The range is the same, but the projectile speed is different. Remember we talked about how projectile speeds can have an effect on your aiming, your lead indicator when you're in combat. So you want to try to have these things match up as much as you can. But another thing to keep in mind is energy usage on the Justice laser gun, the cannon that we have now, is a 7. Again, unit of measurement unknown but kind of irrelevant. Energy usage on the Liberty plasma cannon is 31. So, big difference there. That means that this gun is a slow-firing, heavy-hitting gun, and the laser gun is a quick-firing, not so hard-hitting gun. So they don't give you the damage per second of these guns. I wish that they did, but that's just not a stat that they give you. So anyway, it's a useful thing to take a look at, but I don't think we're going to be upgrading our equipment here. I think we've pretty much got the equipment that we're going to have on this ship. So we need to meet Junie in space outside of the research station, so we're going to do that.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. This is Willard Research Station. Everything's go for launch. Good journey.
Trent, we have to fly back to California Minor. We'll take a shortcut this time. I'm uploading the coordinates. Let's go. Switching to a secure channel. Something's terribly wrong. I wanted to brief my CO on what happened with the convoy, but he's been ordered to Manhattan. My contacts tell me that he's actually been placed under arrest for treason. I tried to find out more, but all my friends at LSF headquarters seem to have disappeared. The only person I was able to contact was King, who's still in Pittsburgh. Hold on. Radar shows several ships on an intercept course. Wow. What are Rhineland Valkyries doing here? Attention, Rhineland vessels. This is Commander Zane of the Liberty Security Force. Please identify yourselves. Over. Rhineland vessels, please respond. Trent, stay alert. Something's wrong here. They're opening fire. Engage!
Contact in range. Webs are hot.
Okay. So we've got Rhineland military ships here in House Liberty space. I mean, this would be kind of the equivalent of walking down a street in New York City and seeing a Russian army tank drive down the street. These ships really shouldn't be here. The question is, why are they? And what does that have to do with the strange character, Lonigan, that we've been seeing on and off through the early part of the game here, and the recently disappeared Liberty LSF officer members and Junie's commanding officer in the LSF? How are all these things related? I know the answer, but I'm not going to tell you. That wouldn't be any fun. Alright, we got to take this one out here. And then I think another cutscene will play, or we'll get some other dialogue, so we'll...
That was the last one. What's going on? Rhineland military ships in the middle of Liberty? Why did they attack us?
Go to.
Alright, we're going to proceed to the planet like we were going to.
Trent, we have to go faster.
That's Junie basically reminding us that we're supposed to be heading that way.
Do you think this had anything to do with the artifacts? I just don't get it. Rhineland. Even if there's a traitor in the Liberty military, what do Rhinelanders have to do with anything? We have to get to California Minor and talk to Walker. He's the captain of a Liberty Navy cruiser stationed here in California. He and I worked together on several operations in the past. I know we can trust him. Alright, Trent, I'm going to find Walker. Meet me in the bar in a few minutes.
Dock.
Understood. Your request to land is granted. Proceed to land.
Alright, so Walker is a Liberty Navy captain who hopefully can help us and maybe shed some light on what's been happening here. We're going to skip that cutscene. But of course, before we find out where Liberty Navy officers have been disappearing to and whether or not Lonigan is a terrorist, we have to sell guns and stuff that we looted off of ships that tried to kill us. We got to have our priorities straight. Alright, all those Rhinelanders were carrying was a little bit of water. Alright, I think there's going to be a cutscene here, so I'll be quiet.
Hey, Trent! Over here.
This place is starting to feel like home.
Trent, meet Marcus Walker. He's the captain of a Liberty cruiser. He's just agreed to help us.
Always happy to help out the LSF. I've known Junko for years. Sorry to hear about your luck on Freeport 7. You were fortunate to get out alive.
So I've been told.
Seems nowadays if it isn't smugglers, it's the Order, or some other scum trying to take advantage of us. Piracy is running rampant. You know, Trent, the Liberty military is always looking for good pilots to join them full-time. It's a worthy cause.
Thanks, but no thanks. Causes come and go. I think I'd rather just keep freelancing if it's all the same to you.
Suit yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to make preparations. Nice meeting you, Trent. I'll see you at the rendezvous.
See you in space, Trent.
Okay, this mission is still going on. It's pretty long, but it's very important in terms of the advancement of the story. So we're going to keep going. This episode might end up being a little bit longer, but it'll make up for the fact that I haven't posted anything here in a couple of days.
Walker and his cruisers are standing by on the far side of the planet. Let's go.
Alright, I will tell you that it is dangerous to go somewhere on the opposite side of a planet that you're close to via autopilot. The autopilot is pretty...
Junko, this is King.
King? What's going on?
After you called me from Willard, I started to ask around a bit. I confirmed that your CO is in prison. There's been a major shakeup in the higher ranks of the LSF.
That's only the tip of the iceberg. We were just attacked by Rhineland Valkyries.
What? Rhinelanders?
King, we're almost at our rendezvous point. I'll contact you once we're on Willard Station.
Okay, I'll try to find out what's going on. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, the autopilot's pretty good in this game, but if you're very close to a large object like a planet, it might run you into the planet and kill you, so just be careful with that. But at any rate, we've now learned that there's been a major shakeup among the top brass at the LSF, which has basically come out of nowhere. And our two friends who work for the LSF really don't know what's going on.
I'm switching to a private channel. Junie, I just received new orders from High Command. My group has been ordered back to space dock for an inspection. We're supposed to depart in half an hour.
Did they give any reasons?
They claim that there are inconsistencies in our maintenance records. Not sure why. We had a complete workup only 2 months ago.
This is Research Station Willard. We're under attack and are taking heavy damage. We won't be able to hold out much longer. Repeat, this is Station Willard. We're under attack.
Forget about space dock. All ships go to battle stations. Set course for Station Willard. Station Willard, this is Liberty Cruiser Attack Group South, Captain Walker speaking. We're en route to your location and will be in range within a few minutes. What is your status? Over.
We're being attacked by Rhineland gunboats and a wing of attack fighters. Several torpedoes have hit the Harmony and the station is on fire. Automatic defenses are failing and our fires are being shot down like flies.
Understood, Willard. Try to hold them back until we get there. You've entered range. That's close enough. Going to full speed.
Alright, we've got more Rhinelander ships, Rhineland military ships attacking a Liberty Navy research station. And a mysterious order for Captain Walker and his task force to head back to Space Dock.
Group South. We're entering the asteroid field and we'll be at your location shortly.
Acknowledge. 2 more torpedoes have hit the station. We've got plasma leaks in multiple sections. Hurry!
Good God. What a sight.
All fighter wings, engage the enemy.
Oh boy.
Cruisers, break formation and protect Willard
Alright, it's butt whipping time.
Trent, watch yourself. This is gonna get rough.
Whoa! Very rough. You do a little Newtonian flight to evade here. A lot of times, if you get yourself into some, you know, into the middle of a kind of a hairy situation, the Newtonian mode is a good way to kind of get out of it. It tends to confuse the AI enough to throw off their guns.
These gunboats are too fast for our turrets. Fighters, concentrate your fire on them.
Yeah, it'll allow you to survive.
Missile.
Okay, we have missiles coming at us. You can get countermeasures and...
Reading several Rhineland bombers. All fighters, intercept the bombers before they can launch their torpedoes.
Alright, we took out that gunship.
Yes! That's 1 down.
Okay, I really don't know where these bombers are. Oh, here they are. Okay. Let's see if we can make our way over to them. Some of these missions can get a little hairy. Uh-oh. This feels like half the Rhineland military. Let's target another bomber and see if we can take him out without just getting fried. I don't know if Captain Walker's ship is actually, I don't know if it's actually invincible, so it's probably best to assume that it isn't. It might be. Alright, let's take out a couple more of these guys. Alright. Picking them off here, and the numbers are evening out, so it's not quite as hairy as it was. And I think we've managed to tractor in a couple of extra shield batteries. Somebody's shooting at us. Again, flying close to large things can be helpful to kind of help shake somebody off of you. And of course, use your thruster. Whenever anybody gets a shot in on you, use your thruster immediately, because it changes your speed so much that it's often enough to throw off their shots, and then you can make further defensive maneuvers to kind of get out of their way. Alright. Oh gosh, that guy is really after us. I would really like to have a heavier ship at this point in the game, but since I know what's coming,
we did it.
I'm gonna hold off.
All the gunboats are out of it. Junko, I'll have to stay here and deploy repair teams. Why don't you join me in the station and we can discuss what's going on with the LSF and the Navy?
Okay. Trent, this'll take some time, and you've gone beyond the call of duty already. I'm transferring your payment now. I recommend that you take on a few jobs in the meantime. Once I know more, I'll contact you again. Right now, I need to find out what's going on.
Alright. Well, this, yes, we've had some success. Let's find California Miner and head towards the planet. Let's see if we manage to pick up anything. Okay, we got quite a bit of cargo here that we can sell. Again, it's not going to be worth a ton, but there's some rogues shooting at us, but I'm not worried about that. A couple of missile launchers we picked up. Okay. Well, it'll help pay for the additional shield batteries that we're going to need. Well, this has been an eventful episode, I think, as far as the story goes. A lot of things, multiple kind of threads in the story have begun to sort of weave themselves together. At least they've started to. And so we, of course, we've yet to really see or understand.
Understood. Your request to land is granted. Proceed to land.
We've yet to see or understand exactly what it all means, but we're getting very close. We're getting very close. In fact, the next couple of story missions are going to cause things to really take a turn that I certainly did not expect the first time I played this game. You know, again, the story won't, you know, set the world on fire, but I think it's a pretty good story overall, and I certainly, you know, whether or not it's a, you know, a masterpiece, you know, I don't really know that it is. I'm not sure I'm qualified to make that judgment, but I can tell you that it's a story that I've always liked. Even though I already know what's going to happen, I've always liked the story in this game, so. Alright, folks, we're going to hit the bar and grab a beer, or if you're a viewer under the age of 21, a non-alcoholic beverage. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to, in the meantime, I'm going to do the story, non-story missions, the non-story missions. We have to get up to a net worth of $39,757. We're at $33,223. The missions that are available here, actually these missions seem to be worth more than the, at least this particular set seem to be worth more than the missions that we were doing in the Texas system. So I'm going to do those off camera though, so that you don't have to watch me do lots of kill missions over and over and over again to earn money. And we will, I'll bring you back in the next episode when we're ready to start on our next story mission. So, until then, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I know I'm enjoying making them. And I'll see you next time. It'll be fun.